function, so it is possible. And there are so many advantages also we have discussed, and we have seen some more topics on different types of pointers, then void pointer, then null pointer, then call by address, call by value, the differences using some example. So they're all right. So today we just would like to verify all of them, the topics what all we have discussed in the Dev C++. So let me start with very first example today. It's very simple. There is no pointers involved, but before you start pointers, you must know there must be some address assigned to any variable, because so far any program we have no executed. Just a minute, somebody is waiting. Fine. So far all the programs whatever we have written and executed and verified, no program is trying to print the address of the variable. So we start with address first. Then once you know what exactly address and all, then pointers will be meaningful. And if you look at this particular program, I hope everybody is able to read the contents or text of this particular program. Is it comfortable, the font size and all?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So if you look at what is that new thing you are able to see in this particular program, something which we have not discussed so far. Can anybody tell what is that something new which you can see in this program? Respond. You can observe and tell. Yeah, sir. This is what we have not used so far, like that.
Percentile P.
Percentile P, sir.
Very good. So it's a format specifier to print the addresses. Okay. So we are trying to see a new what is that? The format specifier percentile P, mostly used for the purpose of what is that, to print the addresses. Okay. U generally I said in my theory classes, but U also you can use, P also you can use. There's nothing wrong in that. But let me and first explain this program. It's very simple. Hash include main is an entry point. I need not to explain, but let us start with a declaration statement where there's a variable with name num, right? Num. This the number is defined as well as declared with the value 10. Then we are trying to print the value of that number, because we have assigned, we are not taking anything from the keyboard directly. The variable is assigned with a 10, so the definition is done already. So you are trying to verify, okay, number is it's basically a memory of 4 bytes. Just a minute. Yeah, so memory of 4 bytes, and the value is stored as a 10. So that 10 we are trying to print back on the screen to verify, okay, the memory is updated or not. After that, we are interested to know at what address these 4 bytes are allocated, because I'm working with 8 GB RAM in my computer. So operating system, we do not know, right? We have no control over the address of the memory which is allocated to our program. So here some random number you might see. So we wanted to see what is the address of that NUM. So far I used to keep on writing in my theory classes every box with some name, then followed by a number of bytes and some address. So maybe I have written 1000, 2000 and so on. But here you cannot see that directly 1000 and 2000, because it's randomly allocated by the operating system or compiler, I should say. So here the next printf statement is showing that address of the variable. We are not interested to know what exactly content stored in the memory, but at what memory or what is the address of the memory which is created by the declaration statement. That is what we are interested. So in that context, it's very simple to know, everyone. Only two printers. One is going to print the content of the memory. Second one is going to print the address of the memory. Is it clear? Is it clear or not? Respond.
Yes, sir.
So how do you get the address of the variable? By adding or ampersand left hand side, right, to the variable name. Yes or no? So ampersand is this particular symbol. You are able to see the red color, right? I'm just highlighting here in the here. So this is an ampersand. Whenever you attach an ampersand to a variable, you are able to get the address of the memory which is allocated in the declaration statement. Int num is equal to 10. So let me run and execute. So this is a compile and run. F11 is a shortcut you can press key you can press. So it is verified. Yeah, so you can see what is the value of the variable is 10, because already we have assigned a 10. But coming to the address of the variable, can you count how many digits are there? Total overall digits. Respond. How many digits are there? 1, 2, 3,
16.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So can you tell me what do you mean by 16? How much RAM is available? 16 digits means how many bits? Can anybody respond? This is what you are supposed to understand, because being an electronics student, we should be more towards knowing the information about the hardware. By looking at the 16 digits, what is that outcome, right? What is the conclusion you would like to make? Why it is showing the 16 digits? Each hexadecimal digit, is it equivalent to how many binary bits? We have discussed in the beginning classes. Respond. Hey, each hexadecimal digit is 8, huh? Anybody else? The entire class, around 30 plus are available, 35 in fact. Each hexadecimal digit can be represented by how many binary bits? Nobody? Shashank, rule number 10.
Sir, 16.
Each hexadecimal digit is 16. Huh? Number of combination I am not asking. Number of bits required to represent an hexadecimal digit I am asking.
4, sir.
Sorry, Kirti, can you repeat?
4, sir.
Very good. So 4 it is. Try to remember, all of you. Don't forget what all you have discussed in the beginning classes. Octal number system will be represented by 3 binary bits. Hexadecimal number represented by 4 binary bits. That is what we will discuss. Is it not? Respond, yes or no? I'm asking you only.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So it indicates if there are 16 digits, 16 into 4, how many bits? I think I am not supposed to tell what is the multiplication of 16 into 4. How much it will be?
64.
64, sir.
64, very good. When it's 64, how can you write 64 bits? Means 2 power 64. How much value you will get it? How much? How many bits are required to represent 1 GB of memory? Is it not 30? 2 power 10 is 1K. Is it not?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, 2 power 10,
Yes,
2
sir.
power 10, 2 power 10. Is it not 2 power 30? Respond.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, 2 power 10 into 2 power 10 into 2 power 10. It will be 2 power 30, which is going to tell it will be of 1 GB. How do you write 64 bits? How many 2 power 10s I should write? To represent
Sir, 16 GB.
6.
Very good. So that's what I'm telling. I'm using my RAM is 16 GB, not 8 GB. I forgot to mention. In my desktop, the RAM is available of 16 GB for me. That is the reason it is showing 16 digits. In your computer, it all depends on the RAM size. So don't think that in your the same program if I are going to execute in your case, the address may not be same. Is it clear? Is it clear to all of you? You can verify. I will send this program after the class. So it is all of your responsibilities to understand the digits, number of digits based on the hardware and availability. The memory, which is the RAM available in my computer, will be 16 GB. That is the reason it is showing 16 digits. If 8 GB RAM, can you tell me how many digits are going to be? If it is an 8 GB RAM, how many digits? How do you write 8 GB? Is it not 33 bits? Not 33, 63 if I am right. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So like that we can just have a some kind of analysis, how we can able to relate the number of digits of the address and how much RAM we are going to have. But one more thing I wanted to let you know, can anybody have a knowledge about the number what is displayed there? 62FE1C. It is a random, is it not? I have not mentioned anything about the address, no, which is going to be allocated by the compiler or the operating system in the program. Is it not? 62FE1C. Did I mention anywhere in my program?
No, sir.
Okay, fine. So let me go back. Now already I have opened the computer and it is running. Number of times you execute the same program, the same address is going to be displayed. When you shut down and restart, that time this number may not be same. Is it clear? Once your session is over means you have to shut down the system and again switch it on. Then again execute this program. There is no guarantee that you are going to get the same address 62FE1C. Right now it is because the OS is already has taken some portion of the RAM. So always there is a possibility of getting the same address. Once you restart, certainly you cannot give a guarantee that no address which is going to be this one. Okay. So let me give you the other way. I will take character, maybe some A. Now, what is the mistake I did in this? What else I'm supposed to change in the program? Can anybody tell?
In place of percentile D, we should keep percentile C.
Very good. Fine. Now, let me execute 62FE. Earlier, what it was?
1C.
1C. Now it has come
1F.
So why is it so? Can anybody tell? When I say 1F, it is an odd number or even number? You tell me first. Is it even number or odd number? Last digit is F means. Memory location is even memory location or odd memory location. F means how much in the decimal number system? Is it not 15?
Yes, sir.
A means 10, B means 11.
Yes,
We have seen, no? F is the 15. So I hope I got the last number will be how much? Odd number, because only 1 byte of memory is needed. The compiler has a liberty or a flexibility to assign any location in the memory. There is no restriction. Whereas if I am going for an integer, can starting address be an odd number? If I'm going to declare an integer, is it possible to have an address with a odd number with the starting point? It is not possible. It has to be multiples of 4. That we'll verify now. Listen, something is wrong. What is the mistake I
Int
did?
number, sir, in 4th line.
I think here I made a mistake. Correct. Yeah, int num. Now if I running this, 1C, C means how much value in the hexadecimal? C means how much?
12.
12, bro. 12, is it not multiples of 4?
Yes, sir.
Is it possible to get an address as B there at the last digit? Not B, A. A is possible? A is how much?
11.
A is 11, huh?
10, sir.
10. So, do you think 10 will be a multiple of 4?
No.
No. So, you will never get an address with a even number. Only with multiple of 4 is possible. Even number which is not multiple of 4 also not possible. Okay? That you must remember that. Any number of times you execute. Now, let me change to multiples of 8. Let me write short. Short means how many bytes? Short means how many bytes?
2 bytes.
2 bytes. Now can I have the A now, the end address? Can I have the end address as 10 or not? You tell me.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because it should be multiple of 10, no?
Yes.
Now you can say E. E is how much? E is how much?
14.
14. So is it not multiple of 2?
Yes, sir.
But it is not multiple of 4, correct or not? So one more thing I'm trying to write here. I'm trying to write double. So what I'm supposed to write here? What is the format specified for the double? Recently exams are over, no? Class test 1. I don't know whether I've given a question or not on the size, format specifiers. But can you tell me what is the format specifier for double?
Percentile LF.
LD. LD, no?
F, sir.
FR. Okay, let me check. Small LF, right or not?
Yes, sir.
Let me run this. Yeah. What is the last number you got? What is the last digit?
8.
Is it not multiple of 8? Correct or not?
Yes.
The last one. Long double. What is the format specifier?
Capital, small f, percentile, capital.
Yeah, capital L and small f. Can you tell me what must be the address now? The last one. It must be multiple of 10 or 16. How many bytes for the long double? I just wanted you to verify in the beginning classes. If the Turbo C compiler, it was 10 bytes. But I think for the Dev C++, it was 16 bytes. Yes or no?
Yes.
So it should be multiple of 16, isn't it? Any address is going to be assigned to it. This is called basically memory alignment. The address must be aligned to the multiple of the number of bytes particular data type is going to have. So let me rerun. So 10 means how much? 10 indicates how much in hexadecimal? Is it not 16?
16.
Yeah, it should be multiples of 16. You have no other choice. Okay? I will tell you the other way. Let me have it two different, just a minute. Let me have double number is equal to 10. I will have one more variable called A, and I wanted to display one more address. The two different long double variables are available. Let me write here A. So what could be the address of the A now? Even though it's the garbage, I am not interested to print the content, but I am interested to know the address of the variable A. So do you think it is a multiple of multiple of 2 is there, because every 16 will be multiplied by 2, every 16 multiplied by 4. But is it possible to have an odd number?
No.
Okay, can I have address for A as ends with 10, 12, 8? Is it possible? A is also belongs to long double, so address of the A must be multiple of how much? 16, isn't it?
16.
So
Yes.
let me run now. Don't think it will be continuous, they will be randomly allocated. So do you think they are continuous? Luckily it is continuous. Can you tell me what is the value of address of the A now? E00, isn't it? Yes or no?
Yes.
So E00 means basically after 16, 10 will come. 01, 02, 03, 04 like that. Is it not? So luckily here continuous. First A is allocated or NUM is allocated? You tell me. The memory allocation will happen left to right or right to left? We have a number equal to 10 comma A. So which one is allocated first? Everybody able to follow what I am trying to tell here? Out of these two lines, what will be the second line? This one. Is it address of the A or address of the number?
Yes.
A, right? Whereas in my program, A is written at the rightmost or leftmost? A is written where? Rightmost or leftmost? So these are all, see, no book will tell you all these things. You have to practice and understand. If you look at here, A is written at the rightmost, isn't it? Whereas number will come in the left hand side. So first to assign the memory is allocated to A, then memory is allocated to number, isn't it? 0 0 will come first, 1 0 will come next. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So let me have one more. If you have a doubt, you can have one more variable B. Let me print the address of the B also. Okay, address of the B I am printing. Can you see now? Which one is allocated first? E00 will come first or DF0 will come first? You tell me. DF0 will come first. Then immediately E00. Then immediately E10. Isn't it? Yes or no? Okay, very good. Here, because all of them are double, so they are able to follow with a sequence. After F0, you add 16, it becomes E00. You add 16 to the E00, you will get E10. So luckily, they are all of equal types. Let us verify now the other way. Let me have integer, then maybe some float. Integer and float are same. Let me have a character. Now I have three variables. One is long table, one is integer, one is a character. Okay. Now, do you think will it be in consecutive locations or it will be at different locations?
Different location.
Okay, let us verify. You can see same, no change. But only thing is you should understand what is my address of the C now. Okay, let me rerun this actually. It's an old one now. Okay, fine. Now you can see what is the address for the character B. What is the address for the character B here? Odd or even? You tell me. The address is odd, right? B nothing but how much? Is it not 11?
11, sir.
Yeah, then integer, which is C. C is it not multiple of 4?
Yes, sir.
Then 10, is it not multiple of 16?
Yes, sir.
So this is called memory alignment. Remember? Is it clear? Between E0C and E10, how many locations are there? Can anybody tell? FE0C, then 10. How many locations are there in between?
4, sir.
4 locations. Yes or no? 0C, 0D, 0E, 0F, then 10. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
And before 0C, what is the address you are going to get? Before 0C, what is the address? Is it not 0B?
Yes, sir.
So is it not continuous now? Character is assigned with a 0B, integer is assigned with a 0C, long double number is assigned with a 10. Okay, they are continuous. Correct or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So I hope now you understood how to see the addresses and how they are aligned with respect to the memory. Is this a clear example? Shall I go to the next example?
Yes, sir.
Why, this is executable file which I cannot see, so let me close this. Okay, fine. Next comes example 1. Before example 1, let me have a test 1. Okay. So what it shows? What is the program? It is a program to print the size of different types of the pointer variables. Is it same or different? You tell me. In the previous outputs, the address of the integer length, address of the long double length, and address of the character are having different number of digits or equal number of digits to display the address. In the previous
Equal number.
equal. So there should not be any difference. Only thing is, when we declare the pointers, where they are pointing, memory might be different, but the address of the pointers always remains same. So that is what we are trying to understand here. So here the size of the character pointer. So simply I'm writing size of is an operator. Within the parameters, you are simply writing char star. Only char is a 1 byte. Char star is, in this case, it will be 16 into 64 at 8 bytes, isn't it? 64 bits is equal to how many bytes?
8.
8 bytes. Okay, I should write 8 bytes actually. Okay, so it's an 8 bytes. Size of int star is also how much? Size of int star is how many bytes?
8 bytes.
Same, there's no change. Okay, whether int star, float star, or long int star, or long double, or a double, whatever it is, it has to be the result is 8 only. So let us verify. But only thing is here, let me write backslash n so that you can see the difference in each line. Otherwise, okay, already it is okay, not an issue. Every line is going to display different text, so it will be good to see the results. So I'm just trying to write. Yeah, this looks more better. So let me run. So perfect.
Yes, sir.
Okay, earlier we have seen the entire length. Now we have 64 bits can be represented by number of bytes. So size of operator will give you the result as the number of bytes of the memory. Okay. Is it clear to all of you? So from this program, everybody must remember that the types of pointers might be different, but every pointer variable address remains same, whether it's a character pointer, integer pointer, float, or any other data type. Okay. So next comes, not this one. Let me start the example one. So this program is going to create a pointer and assign some value to the pointer and accessing some variable through the pointer. So there are the three things which we are trying to understand from this particular program. So let me start with the same flow where hash include integer main is basically an entry point. I'm trying to declare a variable with a num and also pointer to the number we give a name as a pnum. Because the star is indicator of the pointer variable, out of the first two integer declaration statements, first one is a normal variable, second one is the pointer variable. Agreed or not? Is it clear? No,
Yes,
no doubts in this, right? Very good. Then can I use the pointer variable without assigning the address of the variable? I cannot use. So that is the reason the pointer variable p_num must be assigned some address of the variable. So that is absence of num. So address of the num is assigned to the pnum, and I'm trying to update the memory contents of the num with 100. Then because at the time of declaration it was a garbage, now I'm trying to assign the value as 100 to the memory location number. Then inside the printfs, let us see how 4 printfs are going to display the value. First printf is simply showing the text using the variable number. I'm trying to access the value 100. So value of the number is 100. Address of the number is %u, as I mentioned in the theory classes. So num comma ampersand num. I think in the previous example already we have seen sufficient varieties of how to use ampersand of num. So here num is a variable, ampersand num is an address of the variable. Yes or no? Respond. Num is a variable, ampersand num is the address of the memory location. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, next two
Sir.
printfs you can say now we are trying to print the same output what we are going to get the above printfs with the pointer variable. So value of the number is %d, but now using a pointer. So because I can access the value of the number by using the pointer pnum by attaching a star, isn't it? Star will have a multiple meanings. When you use the star inside the declaration, it will act as a pointer. When you use the star in the executable statement, it will act as a value. So star pnum indicates a value which is pointed to a number. So it will still remains 100. What is pnum? Is it not equivalent to ampersand num? Yes or no? If you say yes, I can execute. Otherwise, I cannot. Don't you think the print will, the output will be same for both the printfs, second and fourth one? I'm requesting. What is the output? Is it not same for these two lines?
Yes,
Line
sir.
number
Yes.
15 and line number 18. Okay. So let me run now. You can see here the value of number is 100 and address will be given this number. Earlier address was 16 digits. Now why the address is showing in this fashion? Can anybody tell what is the reason? What is the reason behind the address we have seen in the previous example with the 16 digits? Now it is some number. What is the reason behind it?
Format specifier, sir.
Very good. So it is a normal integer specific. It is an integer, right? Or not? Percentile use an integer. The address will be represented by integer. If you want to do an hexadecimal, what I'm supposed to do now? In this program, two options, either percentile p or x. X is also acceptable. You can write percentile x. Still, it is going to display your address in hexadecimal format. Let me execute. First, let me close the previous window. Yeah, let me run this. So hexadecimal, but only zeros are truncated, isn't it? Yes or no?
Yes. Yes, sir.
You wanted to see the entire length, then you need to go for P.
Percentile P.
Yes. Perfect.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I agree. I hope that most of you have agreed with the result and you understood the concept of accessing the value of number variable using the pointer. You can see the fourth line. Using pointer variable, the value of the number will be 100, which is star pnum. Yes or no? Correct or not?
Yes.
Shall I go to the next program?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll go to the next program. So let me go to now second example. I think this is what I have told in the theory class. You need to have a swap of the variables which are given in the main program by using the function called swap. So I think I should say that it is a call by address or call by value. What do you say? What type of program it is? Is it a call by value or call by address?
Call by address.
Call by address. Okay, let me start with the explanation of this program. It's very simple. Hash include is understood. I have not made any function declaration. The reason is the function is defined before the main or after the main. The function of swap. So that is the reason. Yeah, that is the reason function declaration is an optional. So nowhere I have defined a function declaration either inside the main or nor outside the main. Okay. So whenever you define the functions before the main, function declarations are optional. So I think the logic for swapping the variable is very simple. I just have a temporary variable. The A value will be stored in the temporary, then B value is copied into A, then B value will be updated with the temporary. So it will be like swapping to exchange the the waters between two buckets. Don't you need an empty bucket? Yes or no?
Yes.
We want to have a cold and hot water, right? And we want to exchange the buckets, maybe relevant to some colors. Always red color should have hot water and green color bucket should have a cold water. By mistake, somebody has made the reverse, where green color bucket has a hot water and red color bucket has a cold water. Then you are supposed to rectify it. What do you do now? Any color bucket you take it, then you wanted to exchange. How do you do it? One of the two buckets, either red or green, you need to put the entire water into the temporary bucket. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Response. Then you shift the required water, cold water into the green. then the temporary bucket water into the red, then it becomes red with a hot water and green with a cold water. Okay? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So here, the logic is very simple. I need not to explain because it is already in the theory classes I have explained. But coming to the program in the entry point int main, I'm just trying to declare two variables num1 and num2, asking the user to type the first number and second number. So scanf is used. After that, I'm trying to display whatever I have taken from the keyboard, the two numbers. Is it really available in the num1 and num2? It will display. After that, I'm calling the function. It's a call by value. Calling the function by value or by address. 26 line. What it says is not call by address.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So when you're sending the addresses, the parameters in the swap must be a normal variable or pointer variable.
Pointer variable.
Very good. So that things are important here actually. When you say call by address, when you send the addresses in the swap function, you are trying to declare a pointer variable. So A and B are pointer variable. They are going to save the address of the num1 and num2. Then by using the addresses, it can access the values of the num1 and num2 from the remote place in the swap. Okay? By using star A and star B. Star A is equal to number 1 and star B is equal to number 2. Then you are trying to perform some kind of exchange between the values. T is updated with first number. Then first number will be updated with the second number. Then second number will be updated with the temporary, which is equal to first one. So finally, whatever changes you did in the function are going to be reflected inside the main. Yes or no? Respond. Whatever changes we did in the function swap, is it not visible to the main? Is it
Yes,
visible
sir.
or not? Yeah, it is visible. So you can see that there is a change is happening. Then you are trying to print after the swapping, number 1 should display the second value and number 2 should display the first value. That is the overall idea behind this particular program. Let me run this. So first I'll enter 10, then I'll enter 20. Then if I am going to print, so before swapping the numbers were 10 and 20. After the swapping, the number 1 will be updated by 20 and number 2 is going to be 10. Is it okay? The perfect swapping is happening or not?
Yes.
Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So let me go to the third example. I think third example I did not save it. Okay, let me go with the 4. Yeah, it is a program to change the value of a constant integer using the pointers. Is it possible? Is it possible? Respond. A constant integer a is equal to 10 is declared. A memory with a property constant with a value 10 is defined. They are trying to assign some pointer to that constant and I wanted to modify the value. Is it possible or not?
No, sir.
As per you. So let us verify now. Now what it is showing? Before changing the value of a is 10 and after changing the value of a is 20. So what does it mean? The variable got the property but not the memory, right or not? By using a you cannot modify, but using the pointer it is possible. Yes or no? When you made constant space in a is a constant, isn't it? Respond.
Yes, sir.
It is something like, right? I think nowadays a lot of online classes are happening for these kids. I'm talking about school kids, maybe the primary, maybe first and second, third class. Teachers are used to send so much of homework to the the children. Do you think they will do or their parents will do? What is the probability of doing the homework? So is it not the students who are constant, they cannot do anything, right? Even though they are listening to the classes, they don't do anything. The teachers had a pointers now. So using the pointer, homework is completed. Yes or not?
Yes, sir.
You understood the example? So that is how it should be. So A is like a student who are having a property of they don't understand. Even in the class also, they will not write. The teacher will sit besides them and they'll help them to write everything on the page, whether it's a slate or a notebook. Yes or no? So when you declare constant int A is a constant, but memory still can be modifiable. You have only option to modify the constant will be using the pointers. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Then let me go to the example 5. Program to demonstrate the example of a double pointer. I think we have used double pointer also or not? What do you mean by double pointer? What do you mean by double pointer? Respond. What do you mean by double pointer?
Pointing a pointer.
Okay, I'll give you an example of this also, best example. If we give an assignment to the final year students, right? So final year students, they are very busy. They don't write anything, they are not interested to do any assignment. In terms of writing, I'm asking. Generally, what is their approach? Can anybody tell? They'll take help of juniors. Yes or no? So generally, which juniors? Immediate juniors is better or next to next juniors is better? Unfortunately, you are not in college. In the offline, you have not started so far to full-fledged in the department. If you are in the department, you would be generally for the final year students, third year students are close or second year students are close?
Third year student.
Third years, right or not? So final years will approach the third years. For third years also busy, then they will approach second year. So ultimately, second year students are pointers to the pointers. Is it not?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Ultimately, final year students are important, but the work will be done through second years, where second years will give information to third years. Third years will finally update the contents of the final years. Yes or no? It's a two-time jump. It's instead of one-time jump, it's a two-time jump. It's called double pointers. Okay. So second years are pointers to the third years. Third years are pointers to the final years. Ultimately, final years needs to be update the work. So here I am trying to explain the same thing in terms of the program. You have integer a. This is a normal variable. Then int star p1, which is a pointer variable. Then double star p2, it's a pointer to a pointer basically, pointer to an integer pointer. So I must say that a is final years, p1 will be third years, p2 will be second years. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
So p1 is equal to ampersand a. What happened?
Address of the variable.
Address of
Yeah. So final year has approached third years. Is that no?
yes, sir.
Then p2 is equal to ampersand of p1.
Address at P1.
Yes. So third years approached second years.
Second year.
Right? So finally, assignment is to write some value, right? Already A is 100 and it has to be updated. Okay? So what is available? Let us see first print. Value of A using the third years will be star P1. Value of the A using second years will be double star P2. Agreed or not?
Yes, sir.
This is perfect. So we will say before modification, whether it is 100 is available or not. Then we wanted to modify. When A needs to be modified by the third years, they should use star P1. Star P1 is equal to 200. If at all second years wanted to modify, they should use double star P2 is equal to 200. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Here we can do one thing. Because 200 and 200 is same, you will not find the difference. Let me have a 400. Okay? Third years are updating to the 200. Second years are updating to 400. It's a double pointers. So let me run now. Perfect. Before updating, we are trying to display the contents of the A by using first pointer, which is 100, by using double pointer, which is 100 again. After modification, star P1 is equal to 200. So third years are modifying it to a 200. Second years are modifying it to 400. Yes or no? Simple example to understand the double pointers.
Yes, sir.
Can I have a triple pointer? Tell me, can I have a triple pointer or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me what is the modification I should do in this program? Respond. I will write down if you will respond. What all I need to add in this program? Anybody in the class? If at all you understood the double pointer, I want a triple pointer.
So suppose P3 equal to ampersand of
First, I
P2.
need to declare, right? First, you tell me the declaration statement.
Int star 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 P3.
Star P3.
Okay, just a minute. Int star 3 times, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Then
So P3 equal to ampersand of P2.
P3 is equal to ampersand of P2. Perfect.
Yes, sir.
Next, let me copy paste. Acha, I need to using P3. So what is the change I'm supposed to do here? 2 stars or 3 stars?
3 stars.
3.
3 stars, very good. Next. See, once program is written, only copy paste and modification, that's it. So what I'm supposed to change here?
Triple star.
Triple star and name of the pointer is
P3.
P3. And let me have some 600.
600.
Some number, okay? No, don't think it's only a continuation of 200 increments. Then what I'm supposed to do here?
Triple star P3.
Okay, so we not only double pointer, we are trying to modify the double pointer program to the triple pointer, because while I'll try to say with a maybe some example 10 here, okay, so that while sending you should not get a confusion. Let me save as maybe this is example 10 dot c. Okay, so my example 2 remains double pointer only, yeah, not this one. Which one I have used? Yeah, what is the example? Just now we have seen. I think save as it was changed, no? 5 to 10 it has changed, correct?
Yes, sir.
Oh, 5 has gone. Okay, let it be. You try to again draw for the double pointer, okay? So I should write it as a triple pointer. A triple pointer. This is correct. Pointer to pointer to pointer. This is correct. So save it, then run this. So perfect. 100 is same before you update any number by using a single pointer, double pointer, and triple pointer, and trying to update with a different ways. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. It is something like, no, if something you would like to approach any politician, can you go directly or through PA we should go, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
PA is a pointer to a politician. Okay?
Yes, sir.
And if you have no access to the PA, you need some reference, right? Who is working in that particular maybe MLA's office or MP office, or so then it's a double pointer. To reach to the PA, you need somebody's help. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So like double pointer then. Somebody's help to a PA is double pointer. PA is a single pointer. Then finally the VIP is the intended person. Okay. Fine. So this is your. This is done. Yeah, this is done. Then 6-1. What is this? Null pointer, if I'm right. Correct or not? Is it a null pointer? See, generally you are not supposed to assign any value. As I said, only value which is possible is 0, isn't it?
Yes,
Here
sir.
in this particular program, I'm having total 3 pointers. So first pointer is assigned with some ampersand of num. It's a defined. Second pointer will be a garbage. Garbage means it has some value. Where it is pointing, we do not know. Third one is perfectly a null pointer. Correct? pointer with a definition, pointer without a definition, pointer with a null. There are three possibilities are there in this particular program. Now I'm trying to verify if it is equal to 0, you can say it is a null, otherwise not a null. Pointer 2 is again it is the garbage, so it is not a null, and finally the third one is a null, correct? So let me execute this. So I think pointer 3 is a null, other two are not nulls, correct or not?
Yes.
Null pointer. So null pointer can be modified and garbage also can be modified, but always having 0 is suitable. When I say star PTR, it is pointing to somewhere, and by any mistake you refer some program, it will throw an error. Whereas null pointers will place, it will not allow you to assign, even though you by mistakenly you use a PTR3, which is assigned with a null, it will simply restart actually. It doesn't do any wrong errors or wrong result, I should say. Whereas if you don't use any garbage kind of a pointer without assigning the address, there is a possibility of getting the errors. So to avoid that, generally any pointer which you are not using and you feel that in the future it might be needed, always you assign a null. Okay, that is the purpose of this particular null pointer. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Okay, let me go with the next example, which is the 7th example. Now we are trying to same thing. I can, there's no change in the previous one and this one, so I can skip this. There are two different null pointers are available. Same thing, only thing is only null pointer without null pointer will use. Means we are trying to modify. Earlier PTR was assigned with some number and it was a not a null. In middle of the program, you have freedom or flexibility to modify the contents of the pointer. So you are trying to assign a 0, then it is going to print a null. So initially it was not null. After PTR is equal to 0, it will show a null. So let us run and execute. So initially it was not null, later it is a null because you are trying to assign a 0 to the PTR or a pointer. Is it clear?
Yes.
So next 8th one. I think declaring and initializing the pointer, I need not to tell this is a basic program, which already we did. How to declare and how to assign a value and all. Yeah, once this is done, you have a freedom to modify the contents of the num either using star PTR or only num. So we are trying to display same thing, so I need not to explain this. And coming to this, this is little important, right? So can anybody tell what will be the output of this program? There are two variables are defined, A and B, with a 7 and 7.6. Now this is a void pointer actually. I also explained the void pointer or not? The last class. So what is the advantage of the void pointer? Respond. What is the advantage of the void pointer? I have written a statement also in the previous class.
Sir, it can point to any type of variable.
Very good. So you need not to declare multiple pointers. With one pointer, based on the need, you can typecast it. Is it possible to use a void pointer without a typecasting? It is not possible, yes or no? A void pointer must be typecasted. What do you mean by typecasting? At that moment, you want to change the behavior of the P as an integer pointer or a float pointer by writing within the brackets whatever pointer you are intended. So if you want to print as an int star, so you are simply writing int star before the P, and to access the value, whole again covered with a star, isn't it? Is it clear? First printf. I'm trying to tell you, I'm trying to assign, see highlighting, only P is a void. I'm trying to print the integer A using the pointer, so I need to convert this P to integer pointer. To convert this integer pointer, you are supposed to write int star in the bracket before the P. It becomes what type of pointer now? The whole highlighted part will become integer pointer, isn't it? Yes or no? So integer integer pointer, to get the value, star is needed, isn't it?
Yes.
Is it not? So that is the reason whole thing will be put into brackets and star is allotted here so that it will print the integer A value, which is a 7, by using void pointer. Correct or not? Same thing for the float also. There's no change. Only thing is type of the pointer will be the float. That is verified. You can say integer variable is 7 and float variable is 7.6. By using single pointer, I am able to display both of them. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Suppose I use int here. You tell me, can I use the p to display the value of the b?
No.
So let us verify that also. So even though it is accepting, but generally it is not correct to programming practice to do it. Okay, because you are typecasting here. That is the problem. If you do the typecasting, it is allowing, because even though integer p is an integer pointer, but anyhow you are doing here what?
Float.
Typecasting, no? That is the reason it is working actually. But if I do not write, so let me have this way, it will throw an error. So this is how you should verify actually. Because of the typecasting, it is not giving any errors. Now it is okay. It is verified. Are you able to print 7.6?
No.
See, you are getting error, no?
0. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the problem. If you do the typecasting, it is allowed. And typecasting into floats are only here. So, but generally void is more suitable name to represent that. Okay. So let me run now. Perfect.
Yes, sir.
So that is the reason void is always suitable, even though you do the floats or something like this, but always, because by mistake you don't use this, still the program is accepting that statement and you may end up with a result of zeros, right? And a wrong. Whereas if I write a void without typecasting, it won't work. Let me check, verify. Is it correct? You're able to see the error. What is the error? You can say incompatible implicit declaration, no? Yes or no? In the bottom, you can see in the orange color, void star pointer is declared, but you are trying to assign the integer pointer and float pointer or float addresses. So you are getting an error. That is the reason always void is better. Before you get, instead of getting a wrong result, let us stop the compilation in the beginning itself. So to make it work, what I'm supposed to do? Int star typecasting must be done. Similarly here, float star typecasting must be done. It is perfect. I think somewhere is I made a mistake somewhere. I think it should be one more. Okay, if I don't use, let us see what is going to happen. Is it okay? Here also on closing bracket and opening bracket is gone. This is correct. Just a minute, I'm getting a call. Yeah, I hope this is clear to all of you. Let me run this program. You are getting an error. Where is the mistake? Why it is showing the mistake? Number of opening and closing brackets are different. I think it has to be outside P. It should be here. Correct? Now it will work. Is it okay? Whether you write the outer bracket, this is optional. In the second case, you can see. Everybody is able to hear me or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine.
Yes, sir.
The outer brackets are optional, but if you keep it, it is giving a clarity to you. Okay? If you don't do this, it will give some kind of confusion. So that is the reason everybody prefers to use this method. But this method is also working. Okay, that is how you can do it. Now finally, test out. You just tell me what is the output of this particular program. Fast. With this, we'll wind up. The last program it is. This is not there. Yeah, so I think almost I explained all the programs except this. This is a test output, means I want you to tell me the output of this program. So take a minute and go through it and just let me know the program. Address could be random, right? Which you cannot really predict, but you can say it is an address, something like that. Address of the variable like that you can say. So just let me write output here. What is the output here? You don't know. Simply you can write address of what? VAR, isn't it? Yeah. What is the address? What is the output here? Yeah, now you should tell.
Address of var.
Same, right?
Same.
Yeah. Then what is the output here? Respond.
10.
10.
Okay. What is the value here?
Ten, sir.
10, sir.
What is the value here?
10, sir.
Then what is here?
Address of VAR.
Same. Yeah, next here. Yeah, what is here?
Address of pointer.
Very good. Address of P. Okay. So I think I should have total 3 values same, which is address of variable must be same. 3 values 10 and 1 value will be different. Yes, sir. Out of 7 printers.
Yes, sir.
So let us run this. So I think 2FE1C, 62FE1C, 62FE1C, 1010, then 62FE1C. It is perfect. 3 same. And last one is different. Correct?
Yes, sir.
So I think what is expected is as per that it is printing. So this is what all possibilities related to the pointers. And what is left out is pointers to the arrays is left, pointers to the functions is left. Maybe the next class we start arrays topic or pointers if at all any topics are missed in that. We'll continue with this. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, tomorrow also I would like to take, because I would like to compensate the previous week classes. You just before that let me stop the recording first.